there's the sunlight and there's 67th Street, and I like bolt off my bike and I'm like, no!
Wow. Hey guys, what's up? And welcome to the Fitness Couch part 100. I am out in Jersey. You know what? I like being outside. It's kind of cute, right? So, welcome again to the Fitness Couch. My name is Rain Hudson, and I built this platform for people to talk about their journeys, share it with you through fitness. So, I'm starting off with a quote like I do every time. So the quote for today is, be grateful for every moment, every opportunity, everyone that comes in your life. Be grateful. If you're on a path through fitness, be grateful that you can take that path. If you got a new job, a new promotion, be grateful for that. If someone amazing came into your life, be grateful. So take a minute sometimes and sit and say, you know what? I'm grateful. I'm happy. Things are going to go even better and better. But for this moment right now, I am grateful. So that's the quote of the day. So I am interviewing another amazing person. I don't even know what to say about this rock star. I met her when I was at Crunch, and we just connected so much. And she has her own platform, and she's going to go through that. And wait till you see the smile, wait till you see her energy, and you're going to love her. And without further ado, welcome my girls. Yeah, you got to come in. You got to do a little dance when you come in. Wonder Woman. Hi, boo-boo. We got to hug finally. How are you?
I am great. Thank you for coming all the way out to the wilds
I know,
of
to
New Jersey.
And her backyard is just, we're in her backyard. You, before we get started, I just want everyone to know, and I want to share this with you, and I've said this to you before. You helped me out so much in the beginning. I had just got over COVID. I was, 35 pounds heavier than what I am now. And I started taking your class, and you opened up for me. You opened your community for me, and I'm not going to cry, but I just want to thank you so much. Like, I really appreciate your energy and your kindness. So.
It's what friends do. You would do the same for me.
We're friends. Okay, so let's start. First name, last name, where you were born.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get the tea.
Danielle Devine-Baum.
DDB.
Yeah. When I married my amazing husband, I didn't want to get rid of my maiden name, so I kept it and I hyphenated it, which I would not suggest. Because anytime I go through like airport security, I get the big X and I have to go to like the special guy. Like it's like a whole situation. So don't hyphenate. Don't hyphenate. I was born in Orange County, New York, which is like 30 minutes from here. Yeah. We're in Bergen County, New Jersey.
Oh, so you're a Jersey girl.
Well, now I am. But I grew up I just actually had to change my license to Jersey, and it was traumatic. But yeah, I grew up in Orange County, New York.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Orange County, New York. Okay.
Yeah, which is like a half an hour-ish from here. It's not like upstate New York. It's like, people commute to the city kind of thing. Yeah.
So you went to college?
I went to college at NYU in the city.
And what was your major?
I went for theater.
That's why you're so dramatic.
But the drama comes naturally. No, but I realized like when I was in college that I didn't want to be an actor. Like I loved the performative aspect, but like the business, and like I'm very type A, and I like knowing where I'm going to be and how I'm making money, and like.
So your major was
theater. I stuck with it, but realized like when I was in school, I didn't want to do that.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
So you were in college. You had this theater major.
Yeah.
You graduated. How the hell did you wind up in fitness?
Yeah. So actually, my mom owned a gym when I was growing up. So it was like in the upstairs of the fire department.
Wow.
But it was just group fitness.
Okay.
Yeah. And they had group fitness and childcare.
Yeah.
And that was it. And like it was men and women, but mostly women. Okay. Unitards, like the whole thing of step aerobics.
the leggings.
The whole thing. Like, the Jane Fonda stuff. So step aerobics and, like dance, cardio, like all of that. And I grew up taking her classes. Like, loved it. When I was like 3, there's pictures of me like grapevining. Like,
oh, she said grapevine,
Yeah, you know. But I loved it.
Okay.
And she eventually sold that gym, but then started teaching spin when I was like 10. Yeah, like Johnny G, like, you know. And I started to take her classes then. And so spinning for me was always like, I did dance and figure skating growing up.
Oh, wow.
So, but figure skating first, and then like that was a pain in the ass. And so then I moved to ballet and stuff like that. So.
See, now that explains why when she's teaching and she's on the bike, she's like, she get those shoulders from me. And I'm like, okay, she's dancing on the bike and she's on the
tunes.
Like, okay.
It's the tunes.
So it even though, I mean, you graduated from NYU, you had this theater, it kind of connected a little bit.
Totally. It was like the performative aspect, but then like connecting music with your body and doing something for other people. Like that's what performance, like when it's good, is not for the actor or whatever. It's for whoever else is there to have an experience. So I started teaching while I was still in college at Crunch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now were you sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Were you ever heavy? Were you ever overweight?
No. But on the opposite side. I was always naturally thin to the point where people thought there was a problem. So like on the other side of the coin, you know, like I had to always work to especially when I started teaching, to like not keep losing weight because it was easy for me. So you can see that as enviable, but it's also like it was challenging. I remember one time like one of the group fitness managers was like, we've gotten some comments about like your weight, like are you okay? And it was coming from a place of like making sure I was okay, but I'm like I'm fine, and this is just the way my body is. So so struggle like on the other side to figure out how to eat and have that perfection. Okay. Yeah.
Was your mom small?
Always.
Yeah. So it's kind of genetic, like you just.
Yeah.
Wow.
Although her mother wasn't at all. Like was until she wasn't. So who knows?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So you graduate college. So you were in college and then you started teaching at Crunch.
At Crunch.
Shout out to Crunch.
Shout out to Crunch. I remember that audition. I remember Bethany, like the whole
Bethany
Mark
Lyons,
was there.
Mark, like, Santa Maria.
Yeah. And I felt like I was in Fame. Like I was deathly. I did my audition song was Can Heat, which I did as a flat. It's like, but I somehow got hired, and I remember my first. There was like no training.
Right.
It was just like your first class is, whatever. And it was at Christopher Street where you have to roll out the bikes.
Yes, you had to roll the bikes out.
Right. And so I was so stressed out because there was a yoga class next, and like if you were not out of the room, like you have the yoga people like at the door that were like, our yoga class starts.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my God. And the mic broke, and like, but it was awesome.
So do you remember your first class?
That was. And
the mic broke?
The mic broke. I'm rolling out the bikes. They're like, I don't know, you're supposed to arrange them a certain way. I had no training on that. And I was like, just so nervous, like freaking out.
Okay,
Yeah.
now we're gonna dig into crates. Did you have a CD or did you have an iPod?
Oh my gosh. I think I had an iPod, but it was like the size of a cassette tape, Like, and I always had a backup CD.
Yes. Okay, guys, CDs. So new instructors, we used to use CDs.
Cassettes, though, before that.
Yeah, it was cassettes.
Yeah, cassettes. I didn't teach with the cassette.
Okay.
But I taught with the CD, and you hope it didn't skip.
Okay, I did the...
Yeah.
We're telling our age now. So, and then when you taught your first class, did you say to yourself, this is what I want to do?
Yeah. Even though it was a disaster.
Okay.
Like, that first class for me was like, I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I did it.
Mm-hmm.
I survived.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody walked out yet. Like, it was, I just had to get it out of my system.
Right.
But I always felt so drawn to teaching.
Now, did you get that skill from your mom? Like, did you take her? Because I remember when I first started teaching, I took the whole routine from someone.
Yes.
Did you take your mom's whole, like, okay, this song I'm gonna do this? Like,
I didn't. I just based it on music. Like, I just based it on like, I'm gonna put music together, and the music will kind of figure it out for me. Mm-hmm. But later, as I went to Flywheel, and we can get there, which was like a different level of boutique fitness, was like a whole other thing. I completely would just try to like emulate other people. Yeah.
Okay, so you're at Crunch. How long were you at Crunch?
3 years.
Okay.
Give or take.
Right.
Yeah. I taught everywhere. They're like, do you want to group fitness manage? I'm like, nope, did you not?
Right.
Like it was great though.
Yeah.
It was great. I taught, I mean, the biggest impact truly was like taking your class for me there and seeing, it's true though, like I would take your class and I would see how confident you were and how you're, if you don't know this about Rain, she has an insane dedicated following, and the reason is because you are so you and nobody else is you, and or can be or should try to be, and I would take your class and like just watch you be so confident in who you were, and the people who took the class feel like they were part of the you that you're bringing to the class, and I was like, I want to do that. Like it was like for me, like this is what it is. This is what it is.
Peter, can you give me the tissues, please? And there is no Peter.
Peter doesn't come to Jersey.
Peter doesn't come to Jersey. Okay, so you're at Crunch.
And I subbed for you.
Yes.
Which was the
That's what I'm going to talk about. So let's start. So you're at Crunch.
Yeah.
It's 3 years. Everything is great.
Yeah.
How did you transition from this huge company to becoming a studio instructor?
Right.
How did that happen?
So I would take a billion classes at Crunch and just kind of like see what I liked and learn from other people, which if you're a new instructor, like you must take classes.
Yes.
If you don't take classes, I don't know what you're doing.
Right.
Like you have to take it. You can't just teach your own thing.
Yeah.
And I was taking classes all over the place, and I subbed for you once, more than once, but I would love
Fort Greene.
I would Fort Greene. Because I was in Brooklyn, and I would love to know at some day what your people said about taking my class. They were probably like, never ask her to teach you again.
No, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
But it's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
So, but I remember you and I having a conversation, and Rain said, you should talk to Flywheel. And Flywheel, it was 2010.
Yeah.
Like it was back boutique had just really started to boom, and I had no idea what Flywheel was, and you said, here are two people you should talk to, and you connected me with them, and I auditioned, and I never thought I was going to get that job because I wasn't experienced, very experienced, and boutique felt like a whole different level of like I wasn't prepared or I didn't believe in myself at that point, you know, to be honest. And I got the job because of you,
right?
And there was a training program there, thankfully.
Yeah.
And really like learn how to structure a class.
It's different.
Very different.
It's very
different.
Okay,
but it also was more me, and you recognize that.
Yeah. I mean, I saw your personality, and I was like, this is the gym to me, and you might not agree, but the gym to me is more like do. Where the studio you become a little bit more. It's totally different.
Yeah. That makes sense. I felt like with Crunch, like I just didn't have, I didn't feel like there was much of a career trajectory for me there either. And as like a young person, that was important to me. And I knew, like with boutique, that I would get the training and education I needed to make this into a real career that like I could use different skill sets that I felt like I had.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
So you went over to Flywheel, you left Crunch, now you're in a boutique.
I taught it both for a little bit, and I left Crunch when I had enough classes at Fly. Right. Which was hard for me to leave because the members were amazing at Crunch, and like some of the most forgiving members, like they really put up with me as I learned, and especially when I was doing both, I was trying what I was learning at Flywheel and Crunch, and seeing what the feedback was, and so I'm so thankful for that opportunity there.
Have you ever had any experience, now you're at the studio, have you had any experience you're like, maybe I should go back to Crunch, maybe this was a wrong decision?
I never felt like I should go back, but I was very much challenged. Like I was teaching for, when I would start, like you don't just get given classes, like you have to, earn them. And I got, my first class was Monday at 8 p.m., my permanent slot. I would teach at 38th Street and be done at 7:45 and run to 21st. Right. And you no way I would ever say no to teaching those classes. Though. Yeah. It was like anything I can get, I'll take it. I'll take it. But when I first started teaching, and then I would sub for Titans basically. Yeah. And I just felt so out of place. Just like I just didn't feel good enough at first.
So why didn't you give up?
I'm not. That's like not who I am. And I also like. I love a good challenge. I love a good challenge, and I also knew I could do it. Like I could do it. It just would take time. I'm like used to just kind of being good at things.
Yeah.
And so when I'm not, well, I'm so but not like mostly with myself to like where a point where it can be detrimental. Right. Like I'm very much like I must do this, do this, whatever. So I was frustrated at first, but there were some amazing mentors there. You know, like I had the culture of Flywheel in those early days for me was we want you to succeed.
Yes.
So as hard as it was for me to not be getting it right away, I had an amazing support team there from always. Yeah. So.
And see, the thing with the bigger gyms like Crunch, they want you to succeed, but you're on your own.
You're in a small fish in a big pond. Yeah.
You know, and then, that's why I thought for you that studio would be, you know, it was just for you, because I just saw that intimacy. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I was like, nah, she doesn't belong here. She belongs there. You know, I got a good church account.
You do.
She's amazing.
You certainly do.
Has it ever, give us one experience at class, you were like, oh my God. Besides the first time at Crunch with the mic.
Like, there's many times that, like, little things happen to me, like, this would probably not drive you nuts at all, but, like, this is so little, but for me it was so big. Like, I would think, like something would happen with my iPod and a song would skip. Now I'm like, I don't care. Like, the ceiling could fall in or whatever, but as a new instructor, like, the plan. Right. But I'll tell you one, this is not, like, maybe this isn't what you want, but this is kind of an amazing story. This was not that long ago. I was teaching at Upper East Side, Flywheel, and there's the regular door and there's a fire escape, and I had a new person in class who was like very overwhelmed by the whole experience, and I could see that she was like maybe not like quite ready for whatever, but great for her for trying whatever. She got off the bike and went to exit, but the way the studio was the other exit was the fire escape, and so she like is disoriented and like bangs to open, and there's the sunlight and there's 67th Street, and I like bolt off my bike and I'm like, no, like it was awful. It was so awful. Like what just happened? Like,
wow.
Yeah.
And I know you got back on the bike and just continued.
Yeah, it's fine. But like, you know, thank God she was okay. But like, just stuff like that. We've seen it all. If we had like fire alarms go off and like the studio be like, you have to keep teaching, and we're just gonna put garbage bags over them and like keep going.
The music was shut off. Like, no air.
I've got like I was always like the noise complaint person. Like, people would call the cops to be like, is Danielle teaching?
Yes.
Like,
our music is
always, it's gotta be loud. You know, I had somebody once like at the beginning of class that was in the front row with like a Walkman and headphones. And
how did you deal with that?
I said to him, I was like, the music is curated like in a certain way, so you'll get the most out of his class. If you don't want to do it that way, that's fine, but if you wouldn't mind like not being right in the front, because it'd just be distracting to the other people, something like that. But,
being kind.
Well, and you don't know people's circumstances. Like, I had
Say that one more time.
You don't know people's circumstances. And it's not about you as an instructor, right? Like, it was, of course it's annoying that the a-holes like got his head, like, I worked hard on this playlist, but it's not about me, it's about you. And I can't safely coach somebody that's like jam into something else. Like, he can't hear me. Right. So, and the other people around are gonna be like, what's happening? And, you know, they should have a good experience. So, exactly. But there's been, you know, a circumstance where I remember one person, you know, took out her phone and was texting and texting and texting, and the people around her are like getting mad. And in boutique, they're paying a lot, and like people feel entitled, and it's like a whole thing. And then it puts you as an instructor in a place where you have to like make the right judgment call. And I remember going up to her and being like, if you have to keep texting, like, do you mind possibly like whatever? So but like, turns out like her mom was in hospice.
Wow.
So can you imagine if I was like, stop texting? Like, you don't know what people are going through, and you don't know, maybe that was the only thing she could do to give herself some time. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not about the instructor.
We could talk about that for days. Yeah. It's being, like you said, it's not, first of all, it's not our class, it's their class. Yeah. It's not about us, it's about them. And it's the way you deliver your message, you know, and, you know, that, we're going to talk about that, but that's just one of the reasons why I continuously, to this day, keep taking your class. It's your messages, it's your energy. And a lot of new instructors need to realize that you don't know what that person is going through, you know, and you're so dope by just, you know, wanting to, just, you know, just being kind, just being who you are, you know. Okay, now. and the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
And
so I quit Flywheel in 2019. I knew the company was not going to continue to be a company. It became very clear to me for years before Flywheel went bankrupt. For years. And they, they paid me very well, and I then had an apartment that was based on that salary, and so you're kind of stuck. And so for years I was trying to figure out what my next plan was, because I knew I was not going to go down with the ship. So I then got pregnant with my second baby, and then had another opportunity, but couldn't leave because I needed the maternity leave. So I stayed with Fly and was like, I'm just gonna bust my ass to figure out what I'm gonna do on the other side of this baby, because I cannot go back. And I loved Flywheel. I was there for 10 years. I met some of my best friends. I learned more than I could ever imagine, but I ran its course. I did teaching, but then I did a lot of stuff on the corporate side. I got so much experience I could have never dreamed about, and I was so grateful for that. But it was time for me to go. I had to get out there.
Because it prepared you.
It prepared me.
It prepared you for
this.
What?
For
what?
this.
What's this?
So anyway, I quit Flywheel, had the baby, started somewhere else that was just the worst for me. And then got a job at Equinox, teaching and the corporate side a week before the pandemic started.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. It was talent development stuff, which is what I love. And then got laid off because COVID,
right? Which was
COVID.
A blessing for
Which
both
for me
of us.
was a yes. Yeah. So when things shut down, I took my personal training clients online, which I do on the side and love as another stream for my brain. Mostly, I started when I was at Flywheel. I quit my corporate job when the culture changed and started getting serious about personal training, just to have I gotta learn something else. I gotta do something else besides just riding this bike all day. And I love it. I keep a few clients, and I love them, and it's like family. So I took them online immediately, and then one of my students actually said, you should teach a spin class, and I was like, it's gonna be horrible. I'm not a Peloton person. I love it for what it is. It's not for me. We are group fitness people. We are in the moment with the people in the room, the energy, but I was like, I'll do it for you. And I had gotten a bike immediately, anyway, because I'm I need a bike. I need my release. It's my thing. So, and I did it, and a bunch of people showed up, and it was cathartic. It was what we do. It was what we do. Because it was two-way, because I could see you and you could see me, and it was we're in this together. And so that happened, and then the next day I was I stayed up all night. I launched 12 classes a week, a whole platform, and I was I'm doing this. I'm doing it. And that was the beginning of this journey that I'm on now. So.
And it's weird because you were like, okay, how do I work Zoom, and how do I do the mic, and how,
I was you can share music. I thought I was gonna have a boombox next to the thing, and turns out so there's a way to hack it, so it can be really good.
And then you started this company. Tell us about the name of the company.
Yeah, so when I started the platform, when it was just me, it was DDB Fitness, which is my personal training stuff. And then I started to have some other instructors teach, and the response was amazing. And so I partnered with one of my best friends, Wendy, who's an incredible instructor.
Shout out to Wendy.
Shout out to Wendy. I love you. Even better human being. And we were neighbors in Brooklyn forever. Her kids babysat my kids. It's a real relationship. And we started Sweat Connected, so it's virtual group fitness platform and different disciplines. Mostly spin though, because spin is what people seem to connect with the most. And there's a lot out there that's two-way stuff for off the bike, but spin is kind of nichey still.
And you do it.
We're almost a year. It'll be a year August 1st.
It'll be a year. And when I first took your class, I was on the bike. And then everything was fine. I started running because there was a young lady that was running, and I was like, what is she doing? And then I saw someone rowing, and I was like, wait a minute.
I bet that was Brantley and Jane.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, isn't this a spin? And I was like, wait a minute.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever makes you move.
She's so dope that she can coach you. And you were like, okay, come on. And I was like, okay, who's she talking to? You was like, run. And I was like, okay. And then I went to Philadelphia to stay with my aunt, and I started walking with you. And she's so talented that you will coach me too. But you had these riders, but that's multi-talented. Because you have me running, someone rowing, someone else is running, but you catered to all of us, and I want to thank you for that. But how was that?
I mean, it was great for me. It was like I'm like I feel like a TV producer. I've got like now you should see now I've got like the 3 cameras, and I'm like I keep doing things and I keep making crazy. But I mean the whole spirit of the thing was like, let's get together, let's move our bodies. I don't care what you do or how you do it. Like the music will be great. And that's it. And we don't need anything else. Like it doesn't matter.
As long as we have each other.
Yeah, right.
It was just, like I said, again, I really, really want to thank you, but I have something to ask you.
Yeah.
You are an incredible instructor. Like, amazing. You are an incredible friend, because you're my friend. How the hell do you juggle that, your wife, your mom, like, you have to have date night with your husband. You have to be a mom. Like, how do you do this?
I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot. It's been a lot. Honestly, it was harder for me before COVID. I think this pandemic for me, it was harder for me before COVID because I was in a job I didn't like, which is huge. But now, working from home, first of all, is huge. I'm not commuting. The subway, leaving the city for me was important. I have like major anxiety issues that I struggle with and have for years, and so being on the subway was really hard. Like just going all over, like was really stressful for me. I feel like for me, like I work really well with a schedule, like being really strict. Like these are the things I have to do work-wise. The rest is not today's problem. And so here's my list of to-dos, and I like have a to-do list for each and every day. And once it's done, it's done. Because when you own your own business, it's never done. As you know. Like there's always, if you finish what you wanted to do, there's always more to do. And I think like that's where like as knowing how my brain works could drive myself crazy. Because like I could just not stop. So I try to segment the day. Like this is my work time. And then I pick my kids up. This is my kid time. Like the rest is like I'm not on my phone, like whatever. And we do date nights.
Her husband.
My mom is close, and she can come help watch the kids. I mean, we didn't do anything during COVID, obviously, but now it's getting a little bit better. And I think for me, the biggest thing is I have to love my job. If I don't love my job, I'm not. I can fake it really well, but like I can't fake being happy around my kids. And like they will get on my nerves if I'm pissed at work. And I'm like, why am I yelling at you? You didn't do anything wrong. So I think like, and I don't know, we all just do it all though. Like we all, nobody knows how they do it. Like this is your circumstance, and
and this is what you have to do. You just do it so well. Like sometimes I see you on Instagram and you're like having fun with the kids, and then the next story is you're teaching class. The next story you're on a date, and I'm like, what? She's like
but
Superwoman.
like I'm not taking out the phone when they're like screaming. Because I'm like too overwhelmed to do it, and so it's that like Instagram reality. It's my kids are amazing, but it's also really hard. Like my older one is almost 5, and the younger one's almost 2. So it's like all hands on deck, and it's not always fun.
But you balance it. You balance it well.
I try.
I was telling my girlfriend, she's getting ready to have a baby, and I said to her, kids don't do what you tell them to do. They do what they see. So your boys are watching you, and they're like, my mom's a hustler.
I hope so.
You know what I mean? She's a hustler, and you're just such a role model to so many people, and people are watching you.
Thank you. We're all learning as we go, as far as I'm concerned. You know.
You're dope. I love you. Okay, so here are the questions. Are you ready?
Okay.
Your favorite color?
I'm gonna get real specific. Turks and Caicos Island is like I'm going to move there, like as soon as I can, and like retire on the beach with my husband. And the water there, it's like a perfect turquoise blue, like.
Even though you look amazing in that red.
Thank you.
Woman in red.
I look okay in red, but blue, the ocean. But
ocean.
Even like the gradient of of like Caribbean water, like.
It's just dope. I know this question. I know this answer, but what's your favorite music and artist?
I don't know if you know. Well, I guess if I had to pick one. What do you think it is?
Bruce.
Yeah.
Hello.
Which, by the way, Broadway this summer.
He's back to Broadway. She loves Bruce.
I love Bruce, but that's actually pretty recent. Like
really?
A few years, like a friend of mine got me into Bruce, and I just went down the rabbit hole. But I love Bruce. I could also, I don't know. I love everything. My music taste is so eclectic. I'm a huge Joni Mitchell fan.
Yeah.
Like when I'm home, it's like Carole King, Joni Mitchell, James Taylor.
Yeah.
When I'm running, it's like Biggie. Like it's all over.
But you know what? So your music is definitely all over the place because you play like from Lionel Richie to Biggie.
Yeah.
And then one day you played Al Green. I
did today.
You did?
I did today.
I just dropped the mic. I said, "How do you know about?" So so you just have a wide.
I love music.
Anything that touches your soul, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just so dope. Okay, your favorite junk food?
Oh, I love chocolate.
Chocolate ice cream?
No, chocolate is fine. Just chocolate, like dark chocolate.
Yeah, that's it. Yes,
I love dark chocolate.
Really?
I can have
no milk chocolate.
I can eat it, but I can eat it. But like dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate. What's your favorite drink?
So right now,
She said right now.
yeah. I love a Negroni.
What's that?
Okay, Negroni is gin, sweet vermouth, and Campari. I love...
Peter, make a note of that.
Hey, Peter, can you fetch us too?
You get us too.
I love Negronis right now, though it's summer. I'm also just like a huge fan of bourbon. Like I just bourbon, a rocks, dash of bitters.
I thought she was going to say something like, she's like, no, hardcore.
No. It's beyond that.
The sea or the sky?
Sea.
Oh my gosh, so I love the sea. It's something about that little world down there.
Yeah.
I love it.
Although I tried scuba diving and I literally got down to do the test and was like, absolutely not, get me out of here.
Daytime or nighttime?
Day.
That's where we're sisters.
Yeah.
I love the day. I love
I'm
the
like
daytime.
a morning, get up, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not a night owl, never have been, never will be. No.
What is a sound that you love to hear?
Oh, okay, this is very obvious, but my kids laugh.
I do too.
Their laughs are very different, but like it's the best.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
The best. They tickle them and they're just like,
the best. So cute. Sound that you hate to hear.
I hate the subway screech.
Oh, with the train?
C train. The C.
And it has to be the C.
The C or the A. Point skimmer horn. Ooh. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's just like, it goes like.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't.
Other than fitness, what other career would you think about? What would you?
Psychology.
Psychology.
Yeah, I don't think or I guess like therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I have a therapist and I love her and she's done so much for me and I like if I could do that or a doula.
What's that?
A birth worker. So like not a nurse or not a doctor. Like I had a doula for my births. Somebody there to help you have the baby and talk you through it.
Okay.
And they are there for like postpartum support and like maybe I keep thinking like maybe I could be a lactation consultant, like help people nurse. Like, yeah.
I can see her, but she will play music. But like, just listen to the music and relax.
I'd be like, you're fine.
You're fine. What is a profession you would not want to do?
Politician. Yeah. I could never deal with the BS.
Yeah. Favorite superhero?
I don't really know any of them. I guess any of them that fly.
Well, it could be a person. It can be.
Ooh. You.
She's gonna make me cry. I was gonna ask her like, do you have any mentors? And
well, we'll get there.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to fly.
Yeah. What about any mentors in your life that you want to shout out?
Well, we gave this away, but you. I mean, you've consistently been just there for me in so many ways. You know, not only in connecting me with that first job, but like we've stayed in contact for no good reason other than we love each other and we have a connection and you just got to pay it forward to those people. You know?
Yeah, and you know what? Her platform is so big, and every single class that I've been, she would always shout me out, like, you know, this is my mentor or whatever, and I'm like, wow. Yeah. And you did that one time when I took a class at you at Fly, and I was just like, wow, you know, and you know, going back again, I know I'm going to thank you probably until like I'm 125.
I feel the same way though.
You didn't judge me, and you just opened up, and I just love you.
I love you. But you know, there's a lot of BS in fitness.
Yeah.
Like there's the fitness industry. If you get into this business, to not do good, and there's some of that out there. Like I don't know what you're doing.
All right, and a favorite quote.
Ooh, Mumford and Sons song, where you invest your love, you invest your life. From Awake My Soul by Mumford and Sons.
Ooh. Say that one again.
Where you invest your love, you invest your life.
And I think we're going to end with that. That is a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you again for letting me come to Jersey, this beautiful home.
I love you, Rain.
I'm so glad, I told you the fitness couch is going on, and you didn't even, I was like, can you? He was like, yep. I was like, okay, wait a minute. Would you be on the fitness couch? No problem. So I thank you for
support
coming.
you in all you do. You're incredible.
I love you.
And I can't wait to see what you do with this.
Thank you guys again. I'm going to tag you. Check out her platform. She's amazing. Her kids are amazing. Her husband is amazing. Everyone's amazing. So thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Love you. Have a great day.